Hi everyone, and welcome to the Front Porch Knitter. This is episode 5, I believe. I'll double check. And it's been a minute since I've chatted with you. It's actually been since September, which is a very long time, 5 months. A lot's gone on in our life and a lot of craziness has happened, and yeah, maybe I didn't deal with it all so well. Maybe if I chatted with you guys, it would have been a bit better, but that's okay. It's just the way things are these days. And some of what's going on is me, some of it's family stuff, and everybody's okay and everybody's in a good place. It's just been a little nutty. My house is completely upside down. We currently have a young family staying with us who were underhoused and needed a safe place to be. Baby's only 6 weeks old, 5 weeks old. So that's a big change for us. Big change. Not a family member, just someone in our community that we've known for a long time, and they need a little help, so they're here. And we're working on finding them their own place. So we're headed that way. Welcome, everyone, and to my crazy life. Welcome to new viewers. I really appreciate it. And if you're returning and you're still coming back to hear me talk about all things yarny, fun, and crafty, welcome. I'm so glad you've been around, and I hope you're enjoying it. My name is Lucy Ann. I'm the mom of 4 adult children, so yeah, lots of stuff goes on in our world. Don't let anyone ever tell you that once they're gone, your job's done. There's always lots more to do. So let's get started. I am not going to go over everything I have bought, knit, and done since September, because that would be crazy. Absolutely crazy. But because first of all, I got a lot of knitting done because over Christmas, our house had COVID. So we couldn't do anything else. We were just here. My husband and our youngest son, who lives here full time, they did a lot of putting practice in the basement. Like a lot. And the World Juniors got canceled, the hockey tournament. That was like really a catastrophe because that was the one thing that was happening over Christmas. Yeah, so it was a little crazy. I got a lot of knitting done, suffice it to say. And we just pretended Christmas was in the middle of January, which also meant January was a little crazy, but that's also okay. Yeah. But I am not going to show you all the things I bought, did, and otherwise dealt with, because we'd be here for a week and we don't have that kind of time. I am going to show you a few exciting things I've done since the beginning of the new year. Just a few of them, not everything. And then after that, we're going to pretend life started in the middle of February, and we'll go from there because, we can do whatever we want. I get to call the shots, and that's good. I'm just gonna have a quick sip here. This is me wishing for summer with my little, I don't know if you can see it. There's a hummingbird on this cup somewhere. Oh, there it is. My hummingbird bug. I probably could have been out on my porch today. It is fairly mild, pretty exciting, but I am not. So, what do we want to start with? Finished objects? Let's start with finished objects. That seems to be what everybody else does. I have a few kind of exciting things. So some of you may remember seeing this cowl. I had it on, I think, in episode 2. I love it. It is patterned by Françoise Denoy, Aroha Knits. Go check out her stuff. It's beautiful. It's she's influenced by her Maori heritage, and it's got really nice stuff, and I really love her work. This was a kit I bought, and as you can see, it doesn't really do the color. The cream background doesn't do the color justice. So I just did one repeat of the pattern, sort of made it a bit smaller, and I wore this a ton in the spring. It's really great with a jean jacket or whatever, but I still wanted to have a more wintry cowl. So this. So it's the same colored yarn, and I just switched it out for a gray background. I love this. And The dark yarn is a little lighter weight, so it's a bit lacy and light, but I still really love the way it turned out. And I don't even know what the dark yarn is. It's Katya from my stash. It was just I don't even think there was a ball band on it. The colored was from Legacy Fibers in Sussex, New Brunswick. And it was the leftovers, and I didn't have the tag. That's me, right? Don't have all the details. But I'm really happy because I have two great cowls now. I have this one, which is stunning and beautiful and will be great inside my new silvery gray coat. And I have this one that is still going to look great with my jean jacket in the spring. And, you know, when I just need a little something at my neck. So I'm pretty excited about that. And the pattern is called, I so recently finished that the chart is still in here. It is, just so you can't see that. So it's the Kumari cowl from Françoise Denoy. And it is the motif is from the Maori, it's the sweet potato leaf, which is very important for Maori culture. And so I really liked it. I really liked the simplicity of it. And so I'm really happy that I took the time to redo it even though I just wasn't as happy with the first version. They'll both get lots of wear, but I just love how the black just makes that beautiful hand-dyed yarn pop. So that was the first thing I finished. Now the next thing I have is, and I can't put these on because my hands are too big. These are for my daughter. These are the Huldress mittens by Inga from Knitting Traditions. It's her pattern. And I did them, so I went and bought more because I think I'm doing them for everybody. I had leftovers. I did the Nacho by Casapinka last spring, and I did it in this Patagonia organic merino. And I had quite a bit left over. And so I thought, ooh, that's perfect. You need 3 colors. And I really like the way the navy and the green is called wasabi and the cream work together. And I have enough of these 3 colors probably to do 2 or 3 more pair. So these are for my daughter, who has, unlike my great huge mitts, has really nice tiny hands. And she's waiting anxiously for them. She's been home twice since I finished them, and she goes, Art, have you done anything with them yet? Have you done anything with them yet? And of course I have to say, can I just hang on to them for a little bit more? I don't get very many times these days with all the chaos in my house where no one else is at home. So these are great. I love them. I love the way they feel. I love the way the color work just makes them so rich and cushy. And what I really love is this wool, when you block it, it just like springs to life. It is so cozy. I'm really glad that I did those. And so that is, it's Huldress by, and I can't remember what Inga's last name is, but Knitting Tradition. And I think she's either Knitting Tradition or Knitting Traditions on Ravelry, if you want to check it out. And I don't think I have a project page for these yet, but I will do one. But I'm really happy with the way they turned out. That was kind of a fun project. I know one of the things that I didn't bring with me, and we may have to talk about it on another day. Oh, well, that's okay. That's why we can just do it again, right? I can tell you about it. I did Marley Bird, who does a lot of the patterns for, I think she's now with Yarnspiration. She did on Super Bowl Sunday a 1-day mystery cal. Like, you want to do something fun, that's a fun thing to do. It was a colorwork hat, and I'm pretty sure it's downstairs on my drawing mat. I made it on Super Bowl Sunday, but I haven't blocked it yet. And you know, some people went and ordered wool, and I just did it from stash. So it's fun colors, and you had no idea what it was going to be. And you just, every hour or every 2 hours, you got another clue. And it was just about the right amount of time to, you know, knit and then have a cup of tea or breakfast or whatever, and then go to the next thing. So that was a really fun thing to do. And every once in a while, you just need to do something like that. It's a lot of fun. I will likely donate the hat somewhere, because when it was all done, I looked at it and I went, okay, no one in my family's going to wear these colors, but it is really nice and warm. So somebody will like to have it. And yeah, I like mystery knit-alongs. I'm also the person who says to the waiter, and I think I've said this before, so I apologize if you heard it before. I'm also the person who says to the waiter, I'm not sure what I want. I'm stuck between these 3 items. Bring me whichever one you think I should have. I'm okay with that. So I've also knit a lot of socks, and I am not going to bore you with every single pair, but I have 3 pair here to show you. This is my most recent finished. This is just a vanilla sock, and it's Croy sock. And I use 2 balls for these ones. Some of them I just use 1 ball because they're 50-gram balls. And this colorway is called Greener Pastures. And our youngest son had his birthday last week, and among other things, he said, Mom, I need more socks. So these are his new socks. I really love the way these Croy yarns knit up so fast. They're a little heavier than a straight up fingering. It's just a vanilla sock with a fish lips kiss heel and perfect purse knitting. They knit up really fast, no time at all. They're perfect. And I don't worry about, like, I know some people, you know, match them. I don't worry about that. He doesn't care, so I don't worry about it. And so he's pretty excited to be getting these. And like the fingerless gloves, when can I have them? When can I have them? So he gets them today because he lives here. Another thing that I've been doing that's kind of fun is the Little Red Mitten in St. Thomas, Ontario, which is, I guess, my local yarn shop. It's an hour away. It's my local list, one of my local yarn shops. It's local-ish to me. It's the one I can most easily jump in my car and drive to, I guess is what I would say. In the last summer, they put up a thing that they were going to do an Operation Sock Drawer subscription, where there were a couple of options, and you could do just commercial yarn. So you would do it every other month and you would get commercial yarn, or you could do just hand-dyed yarn. Every other month you would get hand-dyed yarn, or you could do both. And I opted to do both because it was kind of fun to have a pair of socks to knit every month. That was something maybe different than what I would normally do, because typically, you know, you fall, especially people who knit a lot of socks, we sort of fall into those patterns that we love, or that are easy and memorizable, and we just, you know, can do them in our sleep, and we just stick with those ones, and that's okay, right? I mean, I do it all the time. I mean, those last pair of socks were vanilla socks, and when we get to my works in progress, you're gonna see another pair of vanilla socks, because we always need those, right? That's the thing you need for waiting rooms and in your purse in parking lots when you're waiting for people. And yeah, and we seem to spend more time doing that now when, you know, you drop people off for appointments. You don't go in, you sit in your car and you knit while they're in their appointment and waiting. So I thought, okay, yeah, I want to do that. And it was based on the Operation Sock Drawer book. And I got my box of the first 3, the wool for January, February, and March in December. I think I got it in December. And it's kind of fun. So I am keeping a making journal for this. And just so you know, in typical Lucy Ann fashion, I have the pictures in here of the socks, but I haven't written down any of the information yet. I'll do it. I have a pretty pen attached to be ready to get that done, maybe later this afternoon. So I started the January socks in good time. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen some of these things, which is great. But I'll just pop these on here. These are the January socks. This is yarn by Shirley Bryan Yarn. It's her Tumnus Tweed, and the colorway was a custom colorway for this project, so it wouldn't mean anything to you. And this is the pattern, Saunter. So it's a really nice, just twisted stitches, pretty memorizable pattern. If you look closely, you can see when I was watching particularly exciting football games while I was working on it. And I don't even like football, but you know, sometimes in the last 5 minutes, exciting things happen. But these are really nice, and I love the color, and I love the way they feel on my foot. And this is a pattern I would probably do again. They're really nice. And it has an eye of partridge heel. And I just really like these socks. And they're not perfect because, well, there's I just saw another one. This one's a little wonky, you can see. And that's what happens probably happened again while watching hockey or football or something. Probably not golf. Golf would never make me do that, but maybe hockey or football. But anyways, that was fun. So those were the January socks. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm really happy I did that. And then the February socks are here. These are done. This is the first month of the commercial yarn. So these were done in, I'm pretty sure I have the labels here somewhere. Yeah. So these are done. These are really cool. And if you go on my Instagram, you can see when you, oh, I can show you it. When you put your toes together, it makes a heart. So this is Intarsia in the round. And yeah, that was interesting. It was I always love to learn new techniques, so that's great. You have this really nice twisted stitch section and a twisted ribbing and a short row heel that I didn't love, and I had to do a lot of surgery on to stitch it so that it wasn't wholly. I probably did something wrong. It's probably not the pattern. It's 99% probably me. I might do these again. I'm not sure. Intarsia in the round is like, you have to remember a lot of things. And it's certainly not as, like I couldn't knit on these. I couldn't knit on these in the car because I would for sure mess them up. But I'm really glad I made them. They are knit out of, Leo and Roxy Basic is the gray in pencil point, and the pink is Superba Premium Superwash, and the colorway is Carnation. But they were fun to knit. And they're nice. I really like the Leo and Roxy Basic because it's a nice, it gives a really nice fabric. So those were fun. That was another one. So now we're just going to diverge a tiny bit. It's time to do the March sock. So that, the February sock, let me tell you what it's called. It's called The Better Half. Yeah, she did a way better job than I did. I made some modifications too. So if you check out my Ravelry project page, you'll see that. My Ravelry name is L.A. Stoop. L.A. Stoop, like my name. So that's kind of... So I haven't opened the March one yet. I do know, I've seen the spoilers, so I know what the yarn looks like, but I thought it'd be fun to open it with you because they did such a great job. So this cute little sticker on the outside, little red mitten, Operation Sock Drawer. And then you undo the first layer of tissue paper, and there's a stop. Is it March yet? Because, you know, I could be the person who might open them all at one time, but I really love the surprise, so I'm not. But I thought that was cute. And the time it takes to do this, right? Like, and then, oh, look at this. This is a Full Moon Fibers, one of their 50/50 sock sets. If you watch my previous episodes, I did one in the summer with my friend Heidi. I love this. And these colors are Spring Thaw. Really like those. Look at that. They're going to be gorgeous together. And some highlighter tape. So I'm assuming I might need highlighter tape for this project. And a really cute little sock progress keeper. So that's the wool. And the pattern is, I know which pattern it is. Downhill both ways. So that is going to be fun. That's interesting. I'm kind of excited to get into it. Another thing I love, I don't know if you've noticed, I have that little 2x3 photo maker, and this pattern had an errata, and so I just put the change, turned it into a JPEG on my phone and printed it so I can stick the parts that are corrected right into my book so I don't have to remember. That's always good because I wouldn't remember. That's the reality. I would be knitting away and I would forget. So I'm really looking forward to doing those. This has just been so much fun because I've been knitting socks, I don't know, since before the dawn of time. And this has just really pulled me out of my comfort zone. And I've tried things that I wouldn't normally try. And I think anytime you do something different and you grow as a knitter, even if you don't like it, like Intarsia in the round, I'm not sure that's for me, but that's okay. Now I know. And I think anytime you grow as a knitter, it's a good thing. So yeah. Oh, and this is another one of my finished objects. I finished this in January. You've seen it before if you've watched because I've been working on it for a while. I'm not going to stand up, but it is my Millstream tunic. And it's in Briggs & Little Heritage. And it comes down about mid-thigh. I mean, it's great. It's got a split hem. So a Millstream, if you don't know, is the stream that feeds. It could be a lumber mill. It could be, this happens to represent the stream that fed the original wool mill and powered it probably. And so the cables on the side represent the stream, and then the trees of the forest. And it has a nice, I like the finish of the neck. It just lays nice and flat. It's perfect. It is knit in pieces. The Heritage is, so it is worsted, and it's a fairly heavy worsted. This color is turquoise. Like, I've worn this wool since I was a kid. Like, this is the wool it's from Briggs & Little. It's from New Brunswick. It's a small, family-owned, been around forever woolen mill. I think it's burnt down twice, and they've rebuilt, like, continuous on the same location. And I grew up using this wool, and this is what, like, my nanny would have knit our mittens out of, and it's just the wool we grew up with. And it's really pretty. I have a turtleneck on underneath it today. I could wear it next to skin. It's soft enough after a couple of washes. I've been wearing this a lot. I love it. And someone told me, I combined all the tricks people told me. So I soaked it, when I was blocking it, I soaked it in Dawn dish detergent. Someone said that helps. It gets because there are still some spinning oils and things in this yarn. So it gets that out and softens it up a bit. And then I did I used soak, like I soaked it in a wool wash. And then I soaked it in conditioner, hair conditioner. And so I did everything I could to make it as soft as possible. And I just love it. And I love the way the garter stitch, like it's got a garter edge everywhere. I like the way it lays. I'm really happy with it. It was a great sweater. And Briggs and Little Wool, especially if you're in Canada, is very affordable. Like for 100% wool, it is at a really good price point. It does, it has hay and things in it, but sheep do too. But and they have such great colors. Like not huge variety, but there are a lot of really nice ones, and so warm. Like, but also not overly warm. Like I've worn it inside all day doing the things I've been doing. So that's great. So I'm really happy with this. The other thing I'm doing, because, you should always have lots of things on the go, is, so this one I've been doing, there's a year of the gnome, and you've probably seen it on Instagram. Like there's a few different makers doing it. I'm following along with Imagined Landscapes. You can do any gnome you want. You just has to be one of her patterns. This was actually the mystery knit along, because I've done a few of her gnome mystery knit alongs from December. It's just cute. They're so cute, little guys. And so you knit one of her patterns each month for the year. And they're fun. They use up scraps. You can do them in any gauge. Like I do mine in fingering, but as long as you use the same wool for the whole thing, it doesn't really matter. You pick a needle size you like. So when we finally celebrated Christmas, my daughter's boyfriend, he said, "Oh, I love those little gnomes you have." He goes, "I think we need one at our house." So he requested a green one. So I did this little one for them. And we haven't seen them since Christmas, so they're coming next week. So it'll go to their house next week. So he's very cute. Don't ask me their names. I'm not good at that. So this is what I did for January. And then I did my February one. And he watched the Olympics with me, cheered, sat by the television. He's I think this is a she, no beard, not sure. I think this one's name might be Nellie. I can't remember. They all have fun names. And this is just this is red croy. This I think is probably charcoal croy. This is the Canada colorway from River City Yarns sock collection of all the hockey teams. So just a fun. Again, these are from my leftover bits. But isn't that cute? So now I have to decide which one I'm doing for March. I'm so excited I get to pick another one. I have quite a collection of gnomes now. I don't know, I probably have 8 or 10. And by the end of the year, I'm going to have 12 more. So yeah, because everyone should knit a gnome every month. Because what else would you do? I guess knit gnomes. I don't have a lot of whips right now, which is kind of weird because I finished up a lot of things in December, January, and moving forward. I just decided I think part of the feeling a bit overwhelmed and life getting to me was that I just felt like I had a lot of things going on. So I cleared my whips. There was a point where I only had one thing on the needles. And that was a little bit scary because that one thing is my Cozy Memories blanket, which I think is in here. I haven't woven in the ends yet, any of them. And I actually just started this in January. And it's just fingering weight. See, I have a square cast on, but I've only done a couple rows. Fingering weight bits and pieces that I have left over. Like pieces that are too small really to do anything else with. And even though I have a couple in here that, like this one, there wasn't even enough to do a whole square, but I wanted to use this yarn in the blanket, so I just finished the square with black. This is a great way to use up scraps. And the nice thing about this is a way to use up scraps after you've done things like this, because it doesn't take very much. I don't know if it takes maybe 5 grams, 6 grams to do a square. I should do one and weigh one just to see, but it doesn't take very much. So, and I'm doing mine absolutely scrappy, no real rhyme or reason. I am trying to make sure that I don't, have one exactly the same over top of another. But I failed because see these two yarns, I'm pretty sure are the same Croy yarn. These 2 squares are the same Croy yarn, just different places in the repeat. And there's some beautiful hand dyes in here. This is either Croy or Regia. This is Ancient Arts yarn. I think this is called Be Happy, maybe. This one is Briggs & Little's Durasport. Yeah, so it's a mixture of things. And it just lives in this bag, which is, the beautiful knitting bag from the tea store in London. It's a Twinings tea store bag, but it's the perfect place for it to live. And I have a Ziploc bag full of all the things, and as I use them, I transfer them from the Ziploc to the bag, and then the next time around we'll go from the bag to the Ziploc and just go through them all. So I have that on my needles. And then the other thing, this is pretty scary, 2 things on my needles right now. The other thing I have is just a vanilla sock for my husband. It's just a self-striping sock, and when the color changes, I just do the knit one, slip one. This is a single skein of Croy that I have, and before I started, I divided it in 2 to make sure I had enough, and then black for the heels, toes, and cuffs. I'm not sure what this one is called because the ball band was missing. It's just one from my stash and the ball band was missing from it. But my husband has started wearing more of my wool socks because he likes the way the cuff is on his leg. So I'm trying to get him, so he doesn't wear out the 5 pairs he has. I'm trying to get him a few more pair. So that's the other thing. And it is in my Muppets. It's really a notions pouch, but I like it for socks because it fits easy in my purse. My little Muppets bag. And this is by Bling Your String. And because it's such a tiny bag, lots of people are decapitated on it. But there's a Miss Piggy, Gonzo, Beaker. There's a few of them on there. Kermit. Yeah, so I like that. It's the perfect size for a pair of socks. I mean, it's a little small, but it's the right size to fit in my bag, which I like. So that's kind of fun. I don't have a lot of acquisitions because I wanted to knit for my stash from as much of this year as I can. Having said that, I do have this subscription every month, so that's kind of nice for my sock drawer, Operation Sock Drawer knit along. And I I decided that knitting from stash meant I could go buy yarn if it meant using a yarn that I had in my stash. So my next cast on is going to be a ranunculus. And I had this Sugar Bush drizzle. I have four balls of it in my stash. And it is 76% Super Kid mohair and 24% silk. And I love the colors. I love the way it feels. It's so soft. And I don't have a problem with mohair, so, you know, I know I'm lucky that way. And originally I thought I would do a love note, but I just did 2 love notes. And so I thought, oh, I want to do something else with it. So I went, because Little Red Mitten, my semi-localish yarn store, turned 13 recently. And so I went to their birthday party and I picked up Leo and Roxy Basics. And I never can remember, this colorway is called Leo. So it's a very, yeah, it picks it up pretty good. It's a pretty creamy white. So I'm interested to see how these 2 go together for a ranunculus. I think it'll be fine. And it'll get this out of my stash because I've had it for a little while, and as much as I love it, but you need to use it, right? It's one thing to have a ball of yarn you just pet and love, but you really should make some stuff with them. It was meant to be made. So, and because you're there, you don't want to just, you know, like, you might not get back again for months. Who knows? You might never get to a yarn store again. You can't just leave with 2 balls of yarn. So I also picked up this color combination of the Patagonia Organics. So I already have navy, wasabi, and a lighter cream color. They're living in this bag to be made into more. Let me see if I can find the lighter cream. It's just a little bit lighter. You're not even really going to be able to see it. They're pretty similar. So I went and I wanted more colors that would all go together so I could make more of the Huldress fingerless mitts. Because I think those are going to be, I think everybody's going to get a pair for Christmas. I'm not sure yet. But I wanted it to be something where I bought wool and then I knew I was going to use it all up. So I bought 3 more skeins because that will give me lots of combination options. I love this cinnamon. This is cinnamon. Look at that color. That's coming up pretty true on there. I just love it. And then this seems to be like the color of the year, the last couple of years. Like lots of people are knitting with this kind of beautiful rust. And this is a rust even I could wear. I could make something out of this. I'm not really a rust or orange. I love rust and orange, but I don't really wear them. And but I think I could wear this. I really like this one. This is called Ivory. Now this is showing whiter. Let's pull it back. Yeah, there you go. So you can see it's not really white. It's pretty cream. The label is very white. So I really like that. It looks pretty natural actually. And this is Juniper. I love this color. Again, I don't wear a lot of green. That's coming up pretty true too. Really, really like this. And I am really enjoying this yarn. And it comes in at a pretty good price point. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I remember at the time thinking, oh yeah, that's not too bad. So I really like that. And then, because I'd found a pattern that I really wanted to do, and it was for a pair of leg warmers, and I know how 80s does that sound. I don't even, maybe not even 80s. Yeah, it's 80s. So, but I didn't want to spend a huge amount of money on them. So I picked up this Barocco Vintage, and it's 52% acrylic, and then it's 40% wool and 8% nylon, which means it's going to be warm. It's going to be a little easier to look after. And yeah, it's pretty soft. And the pattern called for worsted. So I got this, and I got it because I don't know if any of you watch the Knitting Posse, but I was watching them, and Laura made a pair for a friend who lives in leggings. Well, I kind of live in leggings. And I thought, yeah, some days when you're wearing your leggings, and I wear my Blundstones a lot, you just want that little extra layer on your knees or up to your knees. And I thought, okay, I'm going to make them. So I don't have the pattern up here, but stay tuned and you'll see what it's going to turn into. I really like this blue heather color. I don't know what it's called. Color number 5170. It probably has a name, but I don't know what it is. So I was really liking that. Thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, so that's what's coming and what I've been up to and what's been happening. I'm in a bit of a better place now. I just feel better. I don't know what it was. It's all the things, and I think it's a lot of it is just related to the pandemic, but I mean, like right now I need to go see my parents. My mom had her 80th birthday a couple weeks ago. And normally I would have just been there, but because we've got this little family staying with us, and we weren't sure what was going on with and New Brunswick was not as open as Ontario was at the time. Like, it was going to be harder to get there, and because no one's traveling, there's also fewer flights. It's like not nearly as easy, and this time of year I hesitate to drive. I live in southwestern Ontario. My parents live in New Brunswick, which means I have to drive along the St. Lawrence, and that's just an ice storm any day. And yeah, I just didn't want to take a chance, I think, is the biggest thing. I didn't want to take a chance that I would get stuck somewhere in the middle and not be able to go either way. Because I don't mind driving, but it is a long drive. And this time of year, the weather's so unpredictable in Canada. Like, it's winter. It is still winter in Canada. Even though later today, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, if I can get because I'm also working on my income tax, and any excuse not to, right? Everybody's like that, I think. But tap my trees. I have maple trees in my front yard, and I don't tap them every year. I pretty much tap them every other year, which gives us enough maple syrup to get us through. So yeah, I'm thinking I will. We're starting to get a few, like today is above zero, and it will be freezing again tonight. So we're starting to get that needed above zero during the day, below freezing at night. So I maybe could have tapped them last week, but there was other things going on. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do it this week. And yeah, just got a message. One of my kids is popping over for a bit. We had everybody here for, I know the whole world and not even all of Canada doesn't have the same, but in February, we always have a long weekend called Family Day Weekend here in Ontario. And we had most of the kids home for the weekend, which was nice. We celebrated our youngest son's birthday, which was also really nice. We did an escape room. We love escape rooms. I think it's because we're board game people. We love board games too. Played a lot of board games, played a lot of card games, and overall just had a really good weekend. And so that was fun. And yeah, we don't see them as often for a whole bunch of reasons, but I was glad everybody could get home for that weekend. Also meant the fur grand puppy was here. He's a Boston Terrier French Bulldog cross. He's a Frenchton is what he is. He looks like a Boston Terrier, and more energy than anyone deserves. But he's fun, and he's cuddly, and he likes to lay in your lap. He tears around like a crazy dog, and then he lays in your lap. So that's good. So yeah, things have been pretty good, and I love that the family, the kids still all come, and that we can sit and play cards or board games or whatever. It's a lot of fun. I just hope we're able to keep doing it. It's great. Anyway, that's enough about me and my crazy life. Hopefully it won't be 5 months till I talk to you again. I think I got things a little better under control. I don't get very much alone time in my house. That's one thing that's going on right now. But, you know, it'll get better, and pretty soon I'll be able to be back out on my front porch, which will be really good. And we can go from there. Thanks, everyone. Stay happy. Keep knitting. Do what you need to do to look after yourself and make sure you're in a good place. And thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you don't want to miss this again, if you think my insanity is better than yours, go for it. And, or maybe just I make you feel better because mine's crazy. Whatever, I don't care. Doesn't matter. I'm so glad you could join me. If you're still here, you obviously stuck around. So thanks and bye. See you soon.